Hello, everyone, and welcome to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Dan, aka Vol Pirate, and welcome to another episode of Alien RPG Evolved Edition. This is Building Better Worlds, Frontier Fortune, Episode 6. So, last week, our players escaped the caves, only to return right back to them. Isaac made some interesting discoveries in his lab based on the samples that they found. Stanley hired a new assistant in Mason who is paying very close attention to detail, and Mason did enlisted the help of William to assist him with learning new skills. The group that went back into the cave that they just ran from went deeper, went all the way back to the last known site that they went down. And then next thing you know, Gadget had his air tube cut. He knocked down Riley. Sam was able to patch the tube up. And just as he patched them up and moved them over, Riley was starting to get in the rover. And that is when Sam looks up and sees another person behind Riley wearing the same suit standing behind her. So, with that, did anyone want to use any experience points?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we
That's a
do that,
good
don't
question.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Should probably bring up my character sheet and stuff. That might help.
Yeah, so it's going to be page 30. And so if anyone wants to spend anything, skills, talents, whatever it may be.
My plan was to save up for upgrading skills, so probably nothing from me.
Okay.
I think I was doing this, yeah, because I think I needed like 15 to
Yeah.
get the next level of something that I wanted.
Okay.
it
Um,
was 3 times the number of the
You-
skill level that you want.
Correct. So if
5.
you want to go to 3, or sorry, yes, 5. So if you want to go to 3, it's 3 times 5, so it'd be 15 points.
Okay. So I would need 10 to get my observation up a notch. So I've got an observation of 1, and I do not have 10, do I? I do not have 10. Maybe I'm going to do a talent then.
Let's say, Liam, are you saving up as well?
Yes, I
Okay.
am at the moment.
So we got 3 people saving up so far. I know John is looking. Paul, are you going to use them? What are you going to go for?
Saving.
Oh, saving? Oh, we got 4 people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little even further than our boss. I'm going to actually try save. I need another 10 points to do this, mind you, but I'm going to try and get my observation from a 2 to a 3.
Ooh,
Very nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm doing, except for computing skill
Just-
that I can't see right now.
I was going to say, chat says, Marley says hi to the people playing scary type of D20 games.
Oh, it's D6, but still close enough.
John, have you
Fast
decided?
reflexes. Fast
Oh.
reflexes. That's
All
the
right.
one that
But you
lets you
guys,
draw
but
2 initiative
Franz-
cards.
Franz uses D20s in his games all the time.
I'm having a little bit of trouble actually getting in to the game itself.
So, John, you said you're going to go with talent.
I'm going to go with a talent, and
Okay.
I'm going to go with fast reflexes. So I can just drag that and drop that in here. Yes,
Okay.
I can. It worked.
All right.
Excellent.
And
I'm going to drop off 3 experience. Right?
no, talents are 5 XP.
They're 5? Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right. I now have fast reflexes.
Okay. Let me find your.
And then I'll start saving them at this point so I can get that observation up a couple notches. I like
Oh,
observation.
that's why, because it was.
So you can draw 2 initiative cards instead of 1 during the initial draw. You choose whichever one you want to use, and then shuffle the other ones back into the deck. All right, that could be useful. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be, yeah, you never know. Sometimes you never use these things, sometimes you do.
All right. So with that, anything else anyone wants to do or say before we dive back in here?
Well, now that I can actually see the game screen, let me actually check my sheet.
I think
Yeah,
Sam will
I was
say the
just
same.
stuck on the
loading page.
the splash screen.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't loading in.
Yeah,
I
it
had to
usually
switch
does that
browsers
to
here.
me. It usually, the first time I try and log in, it'll give me like an error screen, and I just have to X out and reload a new window.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to open up like Google. Yeah, okay. I'm 4 points shy of my next upgrade.
All right,
Contact, that's what the skill is.
awesome. So with that, we had Sam sitting there, well, I guess kneeling there, peering into this individual in a spacesuit behind Riley. So Stanley, what are you doing on the ship? Stanley, did you lose your headset again? I think he lost his sound again.
Oh, sorry. Mine, yeah. No, it was mine. Sorry, I was looking at other stuff, and then like you said my character name, and so I thought you were talking to somebody else, and I was all like, doo-doo-doo.
So anything you want to
Sorry.
do on the
Okay.
ship before we go back to the cliffhanger everyone's waiting for?
I don't think so, unless there is like random screaming and like horrifying sounds coming over the radio.
I would say not yet. They're still too deep.
All right, cool. Then no, go ahead and jump off that cliff.
Well, now I have to pivot to Liam. Anything else that you wanted to do in that downtime you have right now?
I imagine he's going to try and see if he can't increase the signal of the ship's transponders to see if he can't like get a better picture of what's happening deeper inside the tunnels, so that way communication can be restored.
So basically you're going to be trying to amplify the signal so that way you can reach further, is what you're going to be trying to do. Go for it.
I guess that'd be a
Comtech.
Comtech roll. I will be using the intense focus talent, so taking a turn to do this will give me a +2.
Okay.
I am having some trouble with the foundry, but should be. Oh, I think it's yeah. Okay, no, there we go. All right, so Comtech. Once it's done downloading, of course.
No rush.
Sorry, everyone, for the technical difficulties. All right, there we go. Go. Skills. Right-click Comtech. Add the 2 and
Yes.
4 successes.
Done.
So you might have succeeded. So I'd say with that, you are going to be able to go ahead and amplify that signal to get it down there. And I'm going to cut you in when you're able to do that.
All right, perfect.
Awesome. And then William, I believe you are still on the ship as well.
Yep.
Anything that you want to be doing in your downtime?
What I was doing, I was just staying down, with the ATVs and the suits and everything in case we did get a call for some kind of emergency assistance and just being ready to go if something comes up.
Okay. Yeah, so with that, with what the cavemen are have been waiting for. So, Sam, you see this thing down there. Did everyone get a point of stress yet for seeing this?
I have a point of stress, but I don't remember if it was from that.
I've got
I
2
don't believe
points
you
of-
gave us any stress for. I don't think you gave anybody stress for that
I don't-
specifically. You just showed it off and then credits.
All right. So Sam, go ahead and take a point of stress.
Excellent. What the-
Franz, do you see it or are you looking forward?
I was getting ready to take off, but I was waiting for. I believe Riley was the last one to get in, so I was looking back to see if Riley was inside the vehicle.
Okay, so you would have seen the person behind her. Okay, so go ahead and take a point. Riley did not see the individual behind her yet. And then I would say that Gadget sees the individual as well. So with that, do any of you did you guys bring weapons down by chance?
I think.
I imagine the security
did
team did.
I think I might have had semi-automatic pistol.
I don't remember anybody specifically saying they brought weapons with them,
But they did
that
the
doesn't mean
last
that-
time, so that's why I'm
Yeah,
giving them the
I-
My
option.
character sheet still has a bunch of stuff on it that I had, I guess, from
Yeah.
the original time out, and I guess I never took it off. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I did because I remember setting mine to inactive and it's active again, so I must have reactivated it when we left this previous time. So
Okay. So we are going to go into initiative. So go ahead and grab a d6. And go ahead and roll for everyone that's in there, and I'll roll for the NPCs.
Sure thing.
So this one's going to be Riley, which is a 6. And then Gadget is a 6. And the other individual is a 2.
and I rolled a 1.
I also rolled a 1.
I was going to say, Sam, did you want to use your talent? So
Oh,
which
yes.
way? So I would say we're going to go start at 6 and then work our way down to 1 with
Okay.
this. So being a 1, I'm going to put you guys at last. So you do have that talent that you just purchased. Would you like to roll again?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I got a 4.
Okay.
Definitely better than 1.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So Riley is going to go first. Riley doesn't see anything because Riley's back is to the individual. And so she kind of looks up and she can kind of see your face mask and like just the look on your face. What would you say that face of yours looks like right now, Sam?
It looks like, what the crap? Like, complete, like, disbelief. Is this, am I seeing more of the hallucinations, or is that really something there? So it's a look of surprise and a bit of fear.
Okay. And so
induced
Riley's
from the stress that was incurred from seeing this.
yeah. And just so that everyone is tracking, page 60 has the full list of full and quick actions. There is a table reference to it in the journal pages as well. But if you have the book, it is on page 60. So Riley's going to get up, get in, see you making this face, and she's going to be like, "What? Never seen a woman before?"
When I have a chance to say something, free action, I'm assuming, I'm gonna say, Riley, there is someone behind you who appears to be wearing the exact same suit that you are, or something behind you.
And with that, she's just going to be like shrugging you off and kind of get back in there. And she's going to get in the back seat. And as she turns around, she's like, what the hell, man? Bumping me. And she kind of like kicks Gadget. And then she kind of turns her head and then sees the individual standing right at the doorway. So her fast action and kind of slow action is getting in, kind of giving Gadget a kick. And then all of a sudden she turns and sees it and freezes there.
Okay.
So that's going to be Riley's turn. It's now going to be Gadget's turn. Gadget would have had his weapon on him. Let me pull up Gadget's sheet. So he would have had the F-44AA pulse rifle. However, when he was out there helping, he wouldn't have had it on him because he was helping set things up. So he would have left it down. So I would say during the commotion, let's see what the fast actions here, because they did switch them slightly.
I think you can fast action pick up an item.
That's what I was looking for. Move, partial. Pick up an item from the ground. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go with, he's going to go and pick up an item from the ground. So he's going to look for his rifle, find it, kind of back in the corner, grab it, and he is going to make an attack.
Anyone want to try and stop him from putting holes in the side of your rover there?
We've got suits. We're fine.
And so Gadget is going to make sure.
Oh, you weren't worried about us being able to breathe. You're worried about damage to company property. Got it.
Exactly.
He got it. He
I
got
have
it.
a bottom line to keep here, okay? Repairing those aren't cheap.
So because this is rushed, I am giving him a negative modifier on top. Yeah, so basically Gadget goes and grabs it and manages to hold off pulling that trigger right before, and then starts pulling the trigger and shooting. And as it's going up, it clips the side of the hand of the person standing there. And that is Gadget's turn. As he shot the hand, the person kind of moves oddly. Like it's not normal. It's like moving all over, and like the person just is, it's kind of like
You look like one of
Inflatable
those
tube
things
man?
outside the car
yeah,
dealership
inflatable tube
blowing
man.
up.
Like it just doesn't look normal or right, and it's just kind of going. And with that, we are
Wacky
going
wavy
to
inflatable arm flailing tube man.
yeah. So Sam, it is your turn.
It's my turn. Well, the thing standing in the doorway,
Not in the doorway, just in front of.
just in front of. So,
I'd say 2, maybe 3 feet from the door.
okay, so would it be possible for me to run over to the door and slam the door shut before it gets in?
Yeah, I think that should be, yeah, lock a door or hatch. That's
Just
quick
full
action. Yeah.
Okay,
So that could be a quick action. You could easily go ahead and do that.
that's what I would like to do.
Okay. I don't think there's a roll really needed for this.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, slamming that door.
Yeah. Go ahead. I was just checking
Then
the
I'm gonna
close
shout to
combat.
Franz. Franz, step on it.
All right, so you're going to shut the door and then tell Franz, kind of make a command to, because you are an officer, so you can give orders, and then command Franz to start driving, basically.
Yep. We're all inside, right? Everybody's inside.
Yeah, everyone's inside, so
Yeah.
that's everything that you want to do?
That's what I would like to do, yes.
Okay, so then it becomes the other individual's turn, and I think the rovers they have windows on the side, so you can still kind of peer out. The person just kind of gains composure again, and then kind of just like starts walking, but it's like one of those ones where you see someone walking behind a counter, and they just like look smooth going down and stuff. It's kind of like that where they're just slowly dripping down, but there's like no movement and steps, and it's just beneath the window, and all you see is the individual slowly moving towards the back of the
That's
rover,
creepy.
and the head disappears right below the window.
Did you
And-
see that?
And you hear nothing. And with that, it is Franz's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow this command. Everybody's inside, so I'm gonna floor it. Just tell everybody buckle up. I'm not stopping for bumps, rocks, or Xenos.
Awesome. So I believe you had multiple successes for piloting previously. Did you want to? Well, I guess this would be a little bit different since you're peeling out. You're not just driving. So yeah, go ahead and give me a piloting roll.
Yeah.
Let's see if you crash into the wall because you're nervous.
Come on, Franz, you can do it.
Ooh, do I use my reckless talent here?
Of course you do.
Yeah, probably. I've already got
Maybe
two
wait for
stress.
tell him not to.
He's a
What's a
reckless
third
kind of
stress?
guy.
So yeah, I'll do that to increase my stress by 1, and then give you the piloting check.
Okay. So we got
Stanley wants you to be careful with the equipment. I want you to go ham.
All right, so we have a stress check. So that's going to be page 44 in the book. So roll a d6, add your stress level, and then subtract your resolve.
That is going to be a 2.
A 2, okay. Yeah, so you still succeed, but now you have tunnel vision. All skill rolls based on wits get -2 dice until remediated.
Okay.
So yeah, you peel out and you start flying and you whip that thing around. Tell me how you drive and where you're going.
Definitely not driving, smoothly.
Off a cliff.
But going for speed, trying to follow, almost ignoring like looking out the window as much as possible, and just trying to like look at my display to try and, as much as possible. I mean, we're going quick, but try to follow the same path we came in, just because I know I can't trust my vision. Although I am, yeah. So just trying to get out of there quickly. Like, I don't really know what's going on out there. I looked back, I saw something. There was a gunshot. I was told to go, so I'm flooring it.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, Isaac, you cut in and it's like staticky coming in and you're like beeping, and all of a sudden you're able to, you can hear the connection. It's not just that static that you're just getting. You actually are getting signal now. So yeah. Isaac, over to you.
Isaac holds up his hand to a headphone he's probably plugged in. Hello? Can you hear me? It's Grayson.
Isaac, is that you?
Yes, it is.
I
Everything
can
okay down
just
there?
say again. I can just barely hear you.
I
The connection's
Can you
very
hear?
staticky.
It's great. Can you hear me? Hello.
I
Hang
can
on.
hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is everything okay down there? What's your
Not
status?
exactly. No, we saw saw something. Looked like Riley tried to get on the bus with us.
What do
I
you mean
slammed the
looked like
door after
Riley?
Gadget shot it.
I'm seeing your PDT signals. You're racing down back to the ship. What happened?
We had an encounter with what may have been one of the creatures. One of I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, Riley
Did you
was
say-
getting
wait.
back on the bus. Something had slashed Gadget's air hose, and we were trying to get out of there. And something tried getting on with her. And
You said it looked like Riley. Was it identical?
It, to the best of my knowledge, it looked identical to Riley.
Okay, it's Gadget okay?
Yes, Gadget's okay. At least last I checked. Gadget, are you okay?
A lot of explicitives come out.
How about you, Riley? Are you okay? And is that really you?
Of course it's me, man. Jesus.
All right. Glad you're in one piece. I was worried about you there. Everything
All
seems
right.
to be a-okay, so we're heading back.
Come back to the ship. Stay in quarantine. I'll come down there and I'll check in on Gadget. Make sure he didn't swallow anything when his hose was cut.
All right, and pause. Franz, right in front of you is another person in a spacesuit in front of the vehicle in the path, in the way that you are driving. What do you do?
How far have we gone? How long has it been since I floored it?
I would say it's probably been
10
a
seconds.
couple minutes.
Well, I did say I wasn't stopping for any Xenos.
Okay. Let's go with, I think this is going to be an empathy roll.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
Let me
good.
check.
You want to fail this one?
Yeah, give me an empathy roll. Because that's a person. And you have to reconcile driving over somebody.
Okay.
Oh, let me pull it up. Okay, you succeed,
fail
right?
it.
Do you have to fail it, or is it...
You have to fail it. You have to
Okay.
fail it.
I
Because
don't know
I'm
if like in
empathetic.
this edition, in this
That's what I
edition,
was
I don't know if
checking.
it'll still you still have to fail it in order to actually do something that would injure another human being.
That's why I wanted
Or
to double check. I
potentially injure.
wasn't sure if they changed that for this.
No, it makes sense because like the more empathetic you are, the less likely you are to hurt someone. So that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll like, I guess last second, just thinking it through my head and just try to swerve out of the way.
Yeah. And with that, I need you to make another piloting roll. Because you are getting very, very close to a pillar as you swerve last minute, and give me a -2.
You got it.
Wow. God, your guys' rolls are just good right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Where were
I don't know. I mean, that was a lot of dice and only one success. So
a
That's what
success
matters.
is a
You just
success.
Let's not complain about the successes now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so talk me through what you do. You're coming up, you see this individual, and then as you go to, I guess, avoid this person, how do you do it? And then how do you narrowly miss this pillar?
yeah. So coming up, I see the person just like out of nowhere. Like I'm like I said, I'm focusing on my displays, and so I'd like look up, just noticing something, just barely see the person, and just going through my head like I don't believe that it's a real person just because I know we're seeing things. There's no reason for anybody on our crew to be out here in the middle of nowhere, because we've been driving for a bit. It's like just out here. So I'm just like trying to reconcile that, knowing like we drove through the wall that was fake, all this, like I don't believe it, but then just last seconds, like I can't risk it being an actual person. So I just crank the wheel to the side, see the pillar, and just like barely manage to like tap on the brakes just enough and flip the steering wheel back the other way to just barely scrape by here. Like everybody would like feel a bump as we sort of hit into the pillar just a little bit, uh, sliding past and then speeding on. I did look up the top speed on this rover, and I know it's just fast enough to time travel. So we're probably approaching that limit on speed.
So with that, you get a point of stress added on for that event. Everybody else who would have seen this happen gets a point of stress as well. So, well, I guess Sam, if you saw it, you would have got a point of stress.
Saw it, he felt it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just noticed my resolve would go down, I think, with my
Yeah.
-2 to wits.
Yep.
So my resolve's not in a good place.
Nope. All right. So you continue driving and you're making your way just back to the surface. You're booking it through. You've done this so many times. You really, you're starting to get familiar with it. You're following the track. You kind of know how the bend's going. You can kind of guess a little bit about the rocks where you're like, oh, there's a bump here coming up always around this turn, or there's a dip because you've been going back and through it a few times. You know a couple of those places. But yeah, you drive straight out of the cave. Isaac, anything that you want to be calming them while they are driving back to the ship?
Well, as just mentioned, it's very chaotic at this time, so Isaac is going to tell them just to like stay in the hangar as he's going to run down the hall and you know try and get sort of like hazmat suit on that they have in the science lab, sort of like see exactly what happened and how everyone is handling things.
Yeah, absolutely. Stanley, would you have been seeing this as well? Because basically, you'd be hearing a lot of chatter. You wouldn't have video initially,
Right.
but there would be a lot of chatter. You'd be hearing Gadget cussing. Riley would just kind of be like mumbling to herself and being like, I hate this. This is why I don't go out. I stay on the freaking ship.
Never get off the boat.
Yeah.
I am going to take a point of stress for the likely damage that they have caused to this rover.
Oh, I love it. I wasn't ready for that, but I love it. Anytime you can convince me to take your own stress, I'm good with that.
Because I'm just hearing over the comms like all the yelling and the screaming, and then the metal grinding, and then just thinking of our bottom line, and we haven't made any money on this trip yet.
Okay. And with that, I would say Kyrian is also kind of like sneaks up and is just over your shoulder and like don't notice she's there until like all of a sudden you do one of those things where like you kind of glance back and it catches your eye and you're like you see her there. And then she goes, "Is everything all right? Is everyone okay?"
Yes, yes. So far, it seems. Well, it seems that they're on their way back. We will see everybody's condition upon their return, I guess.
Good.
Uh,
Good. So what happened? Something about something being out there?
I think everybody is hallucinating again.
It's not a
least-
hallucination. It's part of this planetoid's ecology. Right now, I need to be worried about Gadget. If he sucked in any of the air while he had his hose cut, he might have swallowed one of those things. He's got to remain quarantined. Everyone has to.
Like I said, the planet is causing people to hallucinate.
Interesting. Yes, please. Make sure to tend the Gadget. And then she kind of just walks away back to Ellis's quarters and stuff. Surprisingly, Ellis wasn't there with you all. But I guess he kept to his room. So, back to the rover. You guys drive all the way back to the ship pretty smoothly. I'd say Franz, anything cool you want to do when you drive into the ship?
Nothing cool necessarily. I'm just gonna be just still kind of going a little bit too quick, maybe. And then just think like, I think I feel a wobble. Is the axe okay? Does anybody else feel a wobble? And
Feels fine to me.
gonna like look down and see like it's not the steering
That's the
wheel and the
alignment.
wheels that are wobbling. It's my hands are just like shaking from the adrenaline and just almost hitting someone or something. And then realize looking up like, oh, we're pulling in. Slam on the brakes.
All right. Do a piloting -3.
Piloting.
You added some interesting context there, so I'm gonna reward you by making you roll. Okay, go ahead and do a stress check again for us. So
Okay.
D6 plus your stress.
There's no way this isn't going to be bad. Ooh, I rolled a 1 on the dice though, so
Okay.
that's still going to be a 3 total, I think. Yeah, 4 stress. Yeah.
Okay, so you're aggravated. All skills rolls based on empathy get -2. So yeah, your resolve's essentially gone.
It is gone, yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna say you manage to drive it in still. You manage to keep it together, and you go up, and like as you're going in, you hit a couple of the crates, and they kind of skid a little bit, but for the most part, you make it in there in one piece, and you don't take out the ship. All right. So with that, door seals up behind you, locks you in. You are all now on the ship. How do you proceed? I presume Isaac is going to have some sort of protocol in play here.
Well, I imagine that since this ship has all the bells and whistles, that it has a hazmat suit as part of the getup for the science team or science person.
Yep. Absolutely.
With his respirator on as well, he's just going to come in and sort of, with his big, bulky yellow hazmat suit, just walks in and checks on the rover as it comes in and ensures that the doors closed and the cabins and the entire hangar is all pressurized before coming in. And he's just going to start having people come out one by one and direct them to the quarantine bay where no doubt there is a decontamination shower for their suits. And he's going to have everybody keep their helmets on as he's going to have Gadget take his off and tell everybody that, you're all going to be stuck in this quarantine bay for the next 24 hours to make sure that, or Gadget will be, and everyone else will be, so that, they won't be let back on the rest of the ship's decks until 24 hours where they can tell that everybody is fine and Gadget isn't showing any, symptoms or signs as he's going to scan him throughout these 24 hours to ensure that whatever he breathed in when his hose was cut wasn't, infectious or anything.
Isaac, we can't wait at this planet 24 hours. We got to get out of here, man.
Riley
I'm not
jumps
sure
in.
what you saw, but the
Yeah,
fact
screw that.
this is something interesting. That have this sort of advanced alien life copy someone. If that's what I've noticed. This is important. This is groundbreaking. It's why we're here. If we turned out every danger we came across, we wouldn't have left our caves millions of years ago in Africa. So, sit tight, check on your air every now and again, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. He sort of staggers through the visor of his suit as he conducts. He's going to try and do a scan on Gav and sort of check his symptoms.
So, question for Isaac. With this, would he kind of have the ability to lock the doors and prevent people, or is he just trying to
as a science
enforce it?
officer, no doubt I have some sort of like override to tell
Okay.
Mother for quarantine to like keep the doors locked. That's why they, in the original Alien, Captain Dallas couldn't enter the airlock and only it had to be opened up manually by the science officers and override to Ripley's sort of like directives for quarantine.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. As you do that, Morgan comes over and he's like hitting the door, trying to get it open. And he's like smacking it, and he goes, "What the hell? Let me in!" And he's
Sit
like
down.
trying.
This is quarantine procedures. Take a seat. You're gonna be here for a while.
So Morgan's the one on the ship, and he's he's coming, like trying to follow into the hangar bay, and so he's he's inside the ship trying to get to the people who are in the hangar.
Okay, he's going to Isaac's gonna go on the intercom and say, "Whoever's banging on the door, stop."
And he's sitting there and he's just pacing and he's looking and he's just kind of like looking through, and he's just looking around trying to see what's going on, and he is just standing by that door and he's not moving.
He's going to go on the intercom and say, "Carsile, can you get your assistant there just anywhere else? I cannot focus with this kind of distraction."
Morgan's
It's
not
not
my
M-
assistant.
not
Mason's my
Mason.
assistant.
Mason's the
Wait,
assistant.
who's Morgan?
Morgan
Morgan's the
is
other
Riley,
engineer.
one of the engineers. Morgan and Riley, they're the two. Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
No
sorry about
worries.
that, gang. He's always gonna say, Morgan, we're undergoing quarantine effects. Just wait 24 hours while I look everyone over, all right?
And he kind of like smacks the window and goes, "Bullshit."
I'm gonna try
Bullshit.
using my command skill on him.
Go for it. Make a command roll.
Since I'm the captain, I'm gonna say, Morgan, look, we're following company procedure. Isaac knows what he's doing. Go back to the engine room. We'll take care of everything. All right? It's going to be all right. And what did I roll here?
All right, so go ahead and do your stress check.
All right.
D6.
How did we do that whole roll of D6 thing again? It was a slash.
Roll 1d6.
Is it R or roll?
Roll.
Okay.
Full
Slash
roll.
roll and then
R-O-L-O.
D and then 6.
Yes.
Like that. That didn't work. All right. I'll just roll a 6-sided die. And I got a 1.
All right, so you got a 1. So go ahead and add your stress level.
My stress level is 4.
All right,
No,
and
wait,
subtract
my
your
stress level's
resolve.
3 according to my character sheet. Huh. That's interesting. Why did it roll 4 dice? Anyway, my resolve is 7. Looking at my paper character sheet, yes, my resolve is 7.
Okay.
So 7 minus, so that's negative. That's below 0.
Yeah, you keep it cool, no effect. You kind of mention it, and he kind of looks and settles a little bit. He's not happy.
Is he ever?
And he kind of just
On a
like
scale
looks.
of regular happiness, where is he?
So
Well,
I
you have
would
your
say
regular happiness, then you have Morgan's happiness, and then where Morgan is now.
yeah, I was gonna say, excuse me. So I'd say typically he's about right here. And I'd say he's down to here right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Keep an eye on him.
So he kind of listens, understands, and then doesn't want to admit anything, and just kind of looks, and then looks and goes, Riley, let me know when you're out. I'll be waiting. And then just kind of looks one more time and kind of backs out.
I'll come over the intercom at that point and be like, Morgan, what is your location right now? This will be over the intercom.
How does Morgan respond? I would say, so Morgan replies back, between the hangar and none of your damn business.
Well, I need you to look over the rover and assess any damage that it has sustained, possibly sustained.
Isaac won't let me in. Would love to.
Use
Isn't
the alternate routes.
thing-
There's other areas you can go to that's around quarantine.
Okay, so you at this point, you guys have moved into quarantine. You're out of the hangar?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I thought you guys were still in the hangar. Okay.
No, I moved into quarantine where they're kept in there for the full 24 hours.
Okay. And then with that, and then he kind of just bullshit. And then just kind of starts making his way towards the hangar. And when he says that, you can kind of tell it's that reluctant response that he didn't say yes, but you know he's going to do it.
Right.
Sorry, that's just me testing the rolling a d6. I got it to work. Yes.
I have a question. Where was this discussion happening about Morgan trying to go take a look at the rover?
It was over comms.
So somewhere that Franz probably wouldn't have been able to hear then.
Well, I would have been pushing a shipwide comms trying to find him.
So you
So I
guys
think
would
if
have heard
Franz-
it.
Okay, so if Franz heard it, I'd be like, I'd look over at Sam and say, "Boss, you think it's a good idea to, like, we're in quarantine, like, we could have picked up something on the rover. I mean, it was right there. How do we know whatever it was didn't come back with us? Do you think it's such a good idea to not also quarantine the rover or the
No.
hangar?
And
At
like
least?
Lickler, you're right. That's a good idea. He's gonna go on the intercom. Morgan, stay away from the hangar. That entire section will be quarantined.
And
Definitely
as
good
you
idea.
say that, he sits there and goes, "The fuck is that?" And he now runs back and like shuts the door behind. And he gets on the comms and he goes, "What the hell? I thought you all were in quarantine. Why are
That's
you
not
still
us.
out there?"
Morgan, that's not us.
What do you mean? One of you assholes are right there.
Hang on. So I assume there's windows that are on either door for in the quarantine room.
Yeah, you
Can
Actually,
Isaac look
can you bring
outside
up the
and
ship
see-
map real quick?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
For that level.
We're on
I believe
so
it's deck
A.
B we're looking at.
So
we'd
it
be
can
on
be
C, I
C.
believe.
B
C,
overlooks.
probably.
So this is B coming up if it loads.
Loading.
There we go. So you can see here, these open to deck C.
Okay, so we're looking at deck C. Okay.
And loading C now.
All right. So yeah, quarantine's in the back here.
And so basically he would have been
I would
coming.
think that would have driven up this way from this way, right?
Yeah, so it would have driven up here, and then the junction over here, because he would have came into here trying to see, and then he would have came into the junction here to go back into. That's where he would have seen the person, and then comes back into the junction, and he is royally upset because now he thinks he might be exposed after you guys were supposed to be in quarantine.
Isaac's gonna get on the comms and first he's gonna say, Mother, lock down all doors leading to decks B and C. Science officer code J124689.
And then it's just 1 second. Let me get this.
So that would put him right here because this is where the comms are.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you were at this one, because there's a door that leads to the hangar right here that goes into quarantine. So that's kind of the question: would you have been on this side of the door, or would you have come to this side?
I would have probably gone here.
Computer terminal right here.
Yeah, I probably would have entered that command to Mother. That's how I would have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mother goes, engaging lockdown, and it just kind of like the lights start flashing. It's like whoop, whoop, and then everything starts locking. Doors are sealing shut. All the vents are locking. And yeah, you have this individual in the hangar bay.
Yeah. So Isaac wants to find a window or a place where he can sort of see. And I want to roll or use. Now, what was the name of that town?
Oh, Jesus! Right. Well, it works.
Goodness.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. I'd like to roll. Oh my god, the analysis skill, please.
Absolutely.
I want to see if I can roll for observation and gain insight on this alien creature.
Okay. What are you talking about? It's a person.
I like to push this roll so I can ask more questions.
Okay.
Nope, just the one. Okay. And
2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
2. Oh, right, you're right. 2 successes. Awesome.
Go ahead and do your stress check.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 3, my current stress, minus 4 because of my resolve. I believe that's how that works.
Yeah, so it's roll a d6 plus stress minus your resolve. Yep.
Actually, what is Isaac's empathy?
My empathy is a 2, so my resolve total with my wits of 5 is a 4.
It might be a 1, but the game won't allow it, so.
Total is a 4.
Total's a 4, okay.
Do I subtract my resolve? Is that how that works?
Yeah, subtract. So it's d6, you add your stress to it, and then you subtract your resolve, empathy plus wits.
Yep, looks like you did it right.
So my resolve goes down now?
No. Mine went down because I lost, or because of the responses I got, reduced my wits and empathy now.
So that retroactively. Okay, that's cool. Yep. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Never mind then.
So perfect. All right, that's how it affects it as you go through.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I got a 2 then.
Okay, so you got a 2. Tunnel vision.
4. Sorry, 4.
Oh, 4. Okay. You get the shakes. All skill rolls based on agility get them -2. So just make a note.
I'm completely fine with Isaac having a -2 to agility.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I was trying to start this expedition team anyways. So Isaac is going to look through the one of the windows, and he starts like shaking as he's like squinting and trying to find out exactly what the hell he's looking at. And with those 2 successes, I get to ask 2 questions.
So the first one is a success, and I'll tell you what you see, and then the second one I'll allow you to ask your question. So the first time
it says for every success I roll.
Okay. Well, then I won't tell you what you see then.
All right. I want to. Okay. I want to find out. Is it human or alien?
Okay. So what you see, you look out, and from where you are, you're really not seeing much. You kind of see like, so when basically, sorry, I'm blanking on his name now. Morgan is looking straight ahead and sees this individual in the spacesuit. When you look, you're looking like this, so it's a smaller angle. So he sees full on. You're seeing at an angle, and you kind of see a person. It's almost like an image that's like a piece of paper to the side. And you kind of see a person, and you kind of see a slight silver lining running down the side.
Okay. And my second question will be, let's see. What problems could it cause?
What problems could it cause? I would say when you look at it, that silver edge that you see looks sharp.
Ah, that explains everything. And he's sort of still shaking as he does this. And my skill description of analysis says, for this successful roll, I reduce the stress level of all other PCs within short range by
Okay.
1.
So everyone in that quarantine room, go ahead and reduce your stress by 1.
Right.
And so he's like sort of shaking as he looks at this. And then he puts it together.
So as you're doing that, Morgan is staring at this thing, and he's like, guys, this isn't funny. And the thing kind of moves closer. And Isaac, as you're looking, it kind of becomes a straight line, and it essentially disappears for all intents and purposes. And you can't see anything. And as it's going back, you kind of see the back of it, and it's a very light blue coloring that you see in the back.
Morgan, stay there. I'm making my way towards you. Everyone else, stay where you are. I figured this out.
Okay. So where are you? Are you going to be in quarantine with them, or are you outside of quarantine?
He was in quarantine, and he's going to make his way out to Morgan, ensuring that, this section, so he's going to try and move here.
Okay. So essentially, for all intents and purposes, you are breaking quarantine. Because
Okay.
you
Yes,
are
well,
opening that, and the air would have to go through. So you.
That's true. Okay, he's going to stay in quarantine then.
Another variable.
I'll raise a glass to science.
Yeah.
So does Morgan have a comm communication thing on his system?
Yeah, so everyone would naturally just have like an earpiece on them, headset.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to talk to his headset. And he's
All
going to be on a wideband for everyone.
Go for it.
At first I thought, it's a defense mechanism.
A defense mechanism.
Or some other adaptation. Captain, remember when I mentioned the new species I discovered, Cytologia specula?
Yes.
Well, and Franz, do you remember that trick they pulled with that ice wall?
Yeah, the cave wall blocking our path.
Well, it appears they've moved on from inanimate to animate objects. The reason why everyone's seeing identical copies is because this species, this cellular colony with reflective qualities, is capturing the image and movement of us, albeit poorly.
Essentially in just 2 dimensions, it appears.
Think of Flatland, although this one is
Right.
a... You know what? That's a good name. I'm going to call them Flatlanders. In essence, the reason why Gadget's hose was cut was likely, well, hard to say, but the crystalline nature of the structure is quite sharp. Very sharp. Kind of like paper. Adding on to that analogy as well. Based on what I saw, I believe the only thing we can do is wait it out. In this current pressurized environment, there's little to no helium or hydrogen. If we ensure that the quality of that atmospheric content is low, they'll begin cannibalizing each other until only one remains. Then we can perhaps engage either that. I don't want to engage emergency venting. If we try and get them in our system, it will likely slice up all sorts of metals and tubing that it comes in contact with. I'd rather we wait and starve it out of any gases so it can either become manageable or a non-threat.
You think it's possible that if we begin to repressurize and adjust the atmosphere to normal atmosphere, do you think they would be able to survive?
Well, based on my samples, it took about a few hours for 68 organisms to be reduced to 61. If we consider the amount of organisms that make up this copy and the amount of total space it has, it'll likely take a while for it to start cannibalizing its entire body. But safe to say, so long as I decontaminate everyone and ensure that you are all free of cellular copies, there's not enough of them to form images or slice up any of our electronics.
Here's another question for you. What if we turn the grav plates up to max? How do you think that will affect them? What's the gravity of this planetoid? Like,
0.8.
So what if we turn the grav plates up to like 2 or 3 inside the hangar bay?
Unfortunately, gravity planing only works in space with our drives. It has to be turned off when you reach planetside, so that might not work. Alternatively, once we decontaminate, we can lift off and go into orbit where we can then manipulate the gravity. But at that point, it might just be too much of a hassle. I know what to do. I'll need to make sure we're all disinfected, as likely. I want to make sure that Gadget's insides aren't being shredded if he inhaled any of these Cytologia speculum. Once Gadget is in medical and you're all decontaminated, I'm going to need a vacuum. And so with that, he wants to make sure he disinfects everybody in quarantine with whatever chemicals he has. He carts off Gadget, who's like still in a spacesuit, to medical so he can get scanned and stuff. And he wants to see if he can't make or use a sort of vacuum, a reinforced hosing to prevent, any cuts from escape and try and vacuum up this Flatlander.
Okay. As you were doing this, it kind of disappears. And then it's in front of you, in front of the door, and you're looking at it. And what's in front of you now is a small girl crying. You're not hearing anything, but she's just sitting there with her hands, and she's on the floor, and she is just sitting there crying.
The color sort of drains from Isaac's face, although he's turned away in his bulky orange stew, but you see the shakes from his body. It couldn't have seen that. It can't. No. Oh my god.
Everybody gets a point of stress.
It's sentient.
Here, I'll take it. Why not?
Everybody or just everybody there?
I would say everybody there, unless you are on the cameras, which I presume you would be. I would say that cameras, actually, good segue right there. Let's go back to Stanley and William. You guys are upstairs on deck A. Are you watching the cameras?
Probably at this point. Actually, no, I would have been starting my way down to deck C after I had told Morgan to start looking over the ship. So eventually I would have I might be stuck in the elevators if they got locked down like that.
All right, so I dropped your character. Feel free to put yourself wherever you would like to be. If you're in the elevator, if you happen to come down one of the junctions or something during lockdown.
Yeah, actually, I would probably have come down this junction right here.
Okay.
Now that I think about it.
William, what would you be doing? So you heard them get on the ship. You would have heard Isaac's intercom go on about lockdown and everything. What would you have done when they first got on board, and then where would you be?
Well, I was probably, when they were out there and I was keeping myself ready in case of trouble, I was probably down on C deck, but hearing them coming back and going for quarantine and all that, I would have left B and C deck, because I know that whole area is going to have to be quarantined and decontaminated. So I probably would be up on A deck.
Okay.
And just to keep abreast of what's going on, I probably would have headed, probably to whatever facility would have screens, so I could sort of monitor what's going on.
Yeah, so you would be up there, and Kyrian would be standing right next to you. You'd both kind of be where the cameras monitor screens are, so kind of in that room where you can kind of see all the cameras on the ship. Kyrian is very closely watching. And then I would say Ellis would not be there. And then Flash is not there either. And as you're looking, you kind of pan through each camera angle. So there's obviously multiple cameras on the hangar. And as you look through one angle, you can kind of see it's like a thin, like almost like a mirror or a painting or a picture where it's, you take a piece of paper and you turn it and it's so thin you can't see it. And then as you go back, you see the backside. So when you look at the front, you can see, at first you see the person in the spacesuit. Now the front is a child crying, a little girl. On the back, it's like a faint blue, a very light blue, almost that it would blend in perfectly with outside.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I can do without violating quarantine at this point, other than I'm going to actually say, I'm going to ask Isaac and Sam, by any chance, have either of you tried communicating with this thing? It's a long shot.
Ready to try that. Yes,
I
have
don't
not.
believe this.
It's
not the time for
Yeah.
first contact. This
I
thing.
tried communicating.
Well, maybe we don't have a
It's always
choice.
time for first contact.
We don't have to choose
Come
every
on,
time.
Isaac.
What communication? What mathematics? What language? There's nothing. It might be able to read us pictographically.
Yeah, yes, I understand your rationale and your rational and your logic put on this. I was trying to say it's a long shot. It probably won't have any effect. But have you even just tried talking with it? Hold up a piece of paper with something written on it. Anything.
Yes.
Just a simple yes or no. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's all. Good. Now we know that.
Kane, this isn't some bar
I don't
drunk
know
or
everything, 'cause
lost
you
kid
saw
on a
me-
colony. This is alien life.
So, question.
Okay.
Is
I'm getting a little frustrated with you, Isaac.
Likewise.
You're trying to you take command of the you're taking command of the situation as the lead science officer. You really ought to, but you know what? Your people skills suck.
Well, evidently, they're not going to work on an alien being. That's not my forte.
Oh, wow! Something's not your forte. That's good to know.
I'd like to see your
Then
page be
Sam,
there, lawman.
Sam, you're in command. Why don't you
Yes.
see if you can get some kind of response out of whatever that thing is?
I will do that. I have a question for the game master. This right here, where it says hangar door, we've established that there are windows in this, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right, because that's what we're looking out at right now. Okay, I'm going to hold up a hand and try to get the little girl's attention. The little girl's attention. And what happens when I do that? Isaac, just give me a second.
And so she is crying, and then she kind of drops her hands and kind of like reaches her hand out to you.
Okay. Interesting. So she is able to mimic my gestures at the very. Does this little girl? I mean, does she look familiar at all to me? No, it's just created a random little girl based on something.
Before you go any further, can those of us watching on the monitor now see the face?
I would say with the camera angle, it would be hard because it's so close. The camera's high up.
Okay.
So I would say like
I still want to pipe that image to everybody, including Ellis and everybody. Say, does whatever this thing is, it's currently showing this form. Does it look familiar to anybody on this ship?
yeah, I'm gonna add to that real quick. So because there is a computer terminal there, I would say you would be able to relay any video that you want to show, so you can see the front side, the back side, the angle, and then I would say everyone has their suits presumably in quarantine, so those suits have cameras on them, so you'd be able to get the feedback from their cameras as well, so you'd be able to see it from their frontal angle as well.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take a pause real quick. As you're going in, as this is happening, you kind of hear some like banging kind of coming from the hangar. And when you went into quarantine and lockdown, let's see. Stanley, you were in the junction coming down the elevator before this lockdown happened, and as it happened, the door got jammed partway in the junction, and you're in the hangar and it's kind of closed partway and you can't quite get it open. But with a little bit of finagling, you could probably slide through.
I'm gonna try to use my basically my company credentials on the on the door open and see if I can get it to open up the rest of the way.
Okay, give me a Comtech roll.
Okay. Comtech.
Okay. Do your stress check. So it's going to be a D6 plus your stress minus resolve.
Total, so 5, stress 2, and resolve is wits plus empathy.
Correct.
So 7 and 7.
So 0?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you keep it cool, and as you're doing this, you're swiping your card, and it's like it works, and then it gets overridden by quarantine, so like it goes chin ching, and it just like moves up by like centimeter by centimeter, and it's like just enough to where you can slide through.
Okay. Assuming what we've been doing right now, I'm going to assume that I have Mason in tow with me.
I would say if you're bringing him with, he would be with you.
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going down and thinking though, like we're going to do we're going to do a vehicle inspection. You're going to learn how to take down all like the damage notes and everything like that. So yeah.
Okay. So the door gets just enough up to where you can crawl out into the hangar.
Okay.
And yeah, you have, yeah, so you come out. Mason's right behind you. You kind of make a little bit of noise as you come through.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming through. I get up. Where would you say the vehicle is right now?
I'm going to put the rover. Let's see. Do we have a...
I think because of the vehicle workshops, like on the bottom right here.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Probably
it's
over
probably...
here.
Probably would put it somewhere on that side of the hangar
Yeah.
at the very least. I don't know that we necessarily drove it all the way down, but
It's a little bit bigger than this. It's not that size, but it's
I think
roughly...
you can scale it up, but
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, let's see.
so it'd be going probably coming over this way then, and I have my little panic thing on there. Please take off the panic. There we go. And just kind of like call out. It's like because I wouldn't see anybody at the vehicle now, and I would expect to see like Morgan looking over the outside of it, and I don't see him, so I'm gonna call out and be like, Morgan, where are you?
Do we hear this from inside the quarantine room?
You would see in the distance 2 people crawl through the junction on the other side and then making some noise. And when that happens, this little fellow right here would have heard it as well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so Mason is like, yeah, I'm right behind you. That's weird why the door wouldn't work. Is that something that we have to write down for protocol for fixing, for breaking, for what do we do with that again? Is the door broke? Do we need to fix it?
I'm not quite sure what's going on. Morgan, where are you at?
Isaac would like to try and contact them on his headpiece.
Yeah, I don't have it on right now.
He's just yelling into it, but like on the other side is like you can't hear anything. It's just like trying to communicate.
So this girl turns around, and Isaac and everyone in there, when you see this thing turn around, it goes from a little girl to basically a knife's edge to where you can not even see it, essentially. And as it turns, you see the light blue, and you realize it's kind of like, if you were to look at it, it's kind of like a floating painting, but it's not quite, and it's not like it is just kind of like slowly moving. And sorry, let me move my hands up here. I realize you guys can't see. And it's kind of like changes its sides. It's like kind of like an amoeba. And it's going, and it's just moving slowly in this direction because it hears the noise. So, yeah. Stanley, you may continue.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna continue toward the toward the rover here. Just kind of, at a normal pace. I don't think anything's wrong. I just think, the ship is probably just, ship was bought secondhand, so it's got, weird shit going on with it that will have to get fixed.
Okay. Yeah, as you do that, coming around the corner is Riley in her suit.
Like, can I see that it is Riley's face, like inside the actual like suit, or is it like just a person in a suit?
It is Riley. You see her face.
We see this over video feeds. We've been tracking her.
Yep, you would see the video feed of it.
Stanley, get out of there.
He has no headset on. Do we have an
You
intercom?
guys are all in quarantine, so there is no ship intercom in there. The ship intercom is on the outside.
Yeah, it's true.
We don't have a PA system.
That is the
There is
PA,
a PA
system. These comm things right here, that's the PA system.
All right.
Well, we
So,
have our
yeah, I
radios,
see-
so we can't do it. But William,
I see Riley right there, and so like, Riley, where's everybody else?
And Riley just kind of stands there and just kind of like looking, and then she just kind of like waves.
Yeah, hi, Riley. Where's Morgan?
And she just points to the rover.
Call out again, Morgan! What's going on? Where is everybody else? Riley, where's everybody?
Isaac would like to open the hangar bay door.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say while you're doing that, who do I need to grab? So don't forget, you do have Gadget with you in there, who is armed. And
He's
so
gonna go get Ridley Riley. He's gonna get Riley, sort of like as someone who's not suffering a cut air hose, and also can help show them that it's an imitation.
okay, so you would have to be looking at the cameras to see that it's Riley, because on the back rumor it's facing away from you now, so all you see is a light blue, a faint
Right,
light
okay, so
blue.
he's gonna bring Gadget instead, since he doesn't know that it's copying another person.
Yep. Okay. And so you're going to break quarantine.
Yep, he's going to shut down quarantine and open the hangar bay door.
No, hold on for a second here. Why do you think this is a good idea?
Because however it cut Gadget's air hose, it might cut them up. We know nothing is in here since we haven't seen anything. We need to make sure whatever this thing does, it doesn't get to them. If we can have them run towards quarantine, we can try and lock it out. Captain, we need to save lives here. Are you in with me?
Seems like a bad idea.
It's the only idea. We can't let them get hurt or infected or whatever.
But think of the
If
science.
we break quarantine, then we all might die.
It's not microscopic. It's whatever this thing is, we can shut it out and stop it. Obviously, we're not showing any signs. We can deal with quarantine later.
All right.
In the meantime, I'm
Trust
continuing to
Isaac
walk
way too
toward
much,
the.
man.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm continuing to walk toward the rover.
Okay.
Part of me wants to see Stan get killed, but that's yeah, right. But I
Laced
do
into
trust
ribbons.
Isaac. So Sam does trust Isaac way too much. That's a fact. So he's going to go with Isaac's plan. All right, break quarantine.
Okay. So you
And by
go
this
ahead.
time, the hangar is pressurized, right?
Yes, because Stanley would have
Yeah,
been.
I'm in here without a suit and all
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah,
of
I
stuff.
just want to double check just to
Yep.
make sure.
Okay, so you go and you do your override code again, and everything pops open. Doors unseal. Everything's going. What do you
Is there
say?
just a way to like only open the hangar bay door, not anything else?
Yeah, I would say you'd be able to open just your door because you have that ability.
Okay.
So if you want it very much specified to just that door, that's easy.
Yeah, just that door.
Okay. So door opens,
Mhm.
and I presumably that you guys are going to walk out, run out.
Isaac's gonna run out, waving his arms over his head, trying to get the attention of both Stanley and Mason.
Okay, I
And
put you
sort of
guys like right about here.
He's gonna try and communicate to them as he's pointing at the blue bag that he can see, and he's gonna like cross his arms and tell him like to come over here, since probably or if he can speak through his suit, he's probably gonna yell through his suit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he's going to yell at them as like, Stanley, that's not Riley. It's an alien. Come over here.
So I'm going by this eventually. Like as I'm going by, does it basically kind of like shift its like view toward me so that I like
Yep.
can't see? It's
It's like one of
paper
those
thin.
It
Gmail
is.
PNGs
It
that
is
just
turning
turns.
with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Now here's my next question. While it's like turning with me, like is it continuing to turn to quote unquote face me, or as it's like turning, does its like silhouette change to be like if I'm walking like beside it to like see like the side of the person? Or is it one of those things where it's just like
Yeah, it's like that where it's just turning with you
okay.
awkwardly, and like as you look at it, it's just not normal. Like the turning's not like it's just that subtle difference where it just doesn't look human.
I like kind of stop and look at it, and as I like hear Isaac yell out and then look at this thing, and I'm just like
And then behind
just
Isaac,
kind of
you
like
see Riley.
I will now take a point of stress.
And with that, everyone gets a point of stress just from this general interaction. Stanley, we're gonna cut back to you.
Mhm.
You see this thing kind of turning towards you awkwardly. You looked over and you see Isaac looking like a madman, flailing his arms, even more so like an inflatable balloon. And then you see Riley, who is also standing right next to you, behind Isaac. What do you do?
So I see them, and I see this thing that's kind of just standing now weirdly, and just kind of uh like he's just like very confused right now. He's like sees Riley, sees Isaac and all of them yelling and flailing their arms, sees this thing. I mean, it's not really doing anything, right? It's just kind of standing there.
Yep. All right.
I look back at and like I don't move, but I like tell uh Mason or whatever to to
Get
call like get on the intercom and call who's the security officer
Flash,
person?
Gadget, or
Flash, yeah. To call Flash and all of them to get down here.
okay. So Mason goes, okay, yeah, and like is oblivious to everything, and then starts to walk by Riley, just like straight through the middle. No concept of what's going on. William, what are you doing? So you're upstairs looking at the cameras. Are you making a beeline to get down there? Are you still doing like Overwatch up there? What are you doing?
No, Well, since I couldn't actually communicate to Stanley to get the hell out of there, um, I would have probably turned to Kieran and said, "I'm headed down there. You override the quarantine locks to get me a door or something open."
And then you can tell like she's just looking and she goes, "Yeah, done." And
Okay,
like doesn't even
which
look
one
at
am I
you.
headed for? And I mean, whichever one she says she's going to open, I'm headed there. I'm bringing my 12 gauge.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Where would you like to come out is the question.
Um,
Closest to the bridge would be the top junction there.
it would make sense if I came out
Right.
closer to the bow where the bridge is, um, and
Over here, I guess? Or over here?
Like this would be the closest spot to the bridge,
Yeah.
yeah, probably somewhere
which is
about
what I came
there.
down.
And yeah, and I know it'll take me however much time to get there. So just you can tell me when I've arrived.
Okay. Yeah, so the lift is already on C deck, and so like you hit it, and it's like coming back up and you can hear it, and you're just like sitting there and you can just hear it slowly rising as it's coming up.
Do the lifts actually have like a ladder on the side of the shaft? Because I would have just said, "Don't bother with the lift. I'll just go down." If there's left, if you have to use the lift, I'll use the lift. But if it's got like an emergency ladder, I would have just
Mhm.
done the old slide down.
Yeah, I always think of these like junction things because since there's actual elevators and stuff like
Yeah.
that, I always thought of these things as like being like actual like just
Jeffries do.
stairs that go down.
Yeah, they're ultimately like every fire hazard. There has to be some sort of manual process of being able to get around. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to put kind of like a recessed ladder into the wall, so that way the lift isn't obstructed by it. Because you also don't want a big gap because you don't want to fall. But
Yeah.
I would say there's a recessed ladder in the wall that you could absolutely do that. We'll say it's one of those ones where the pipes go up and you just kind of like clamp to the side, but you kind of have to be careful every so like you can't go
Oh yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah.
down.
It's a dangerous move. I get that, but
Oh yeah.
the team's in trouble. I've got a couple points in mobility. I'd give it a shot.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with yeah, I think it will be mobility. Yeah, let's go with mobility there.
Okay,
Success.
Nice.
All right.
sweet.
So
Okay,
tell me how you do
Geronimo.
it. Tell me how you go down this.
Okay, as I said, when Kieran says I'll uh, unlock the doors where that lift right there is, I'll say don't call the lift, just open it up. I'll take the ladder. I just go running. Um, Sort of have to come in from the side, grab it, and swing my body around to grab the other one, and then just slide. I've got my feet on the outside of the bars too, giving me a little bit of extra friction to slow myself down. And I probably hit hard enough that I feel it in my knees. Um, and I'm sure it makes kind of a clanging sound when I hit the floor, when I hit the deck.
Yeah, and I would say as you're doing this, like you're sliding down, that lift is still going up. So you like are going down and you can hear it and you feel the wind kind of go by you as you go through it from just the natural air resistance of when you go against something. You kind of feel it go by, you kind of go through and then you kind of hit the ground.
Okay,
Um,
and again, other people need their turns to go, but I basically once I hit it, I let go and I just start terrassing across the deck, heading for where I think there's trouble.
okay. So let's go ahead and whoops, I did the wrong thing. All right, let's move this out of the way. Um, trying to remember how to add everybody to the encounter state.
For initiative?
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's a way to add everybody to it.
I think you right-click the tokens. Either
Oh,
that, or
oh,
once you
there we
pull the
go.
table up, yeah.
Oh, to retcon a little bit of stuff since saw that so resolve is supposed to be average of wits of empathy. So I only had 4 resolve.
Oh, okay, that's
so
right.
whatever 3 is on the stress.
3 was 3 empathy that goes down by 2, or was it wits? It was
Well,
one of
it's your
those
wits
two.
that went down by 2 because of your your tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I think it's also aggravated as well. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll say good catch on that. I forgot it's the average of those two. So I went ahead and put everyone into an initiative order for this. So it goes Riley, then Austin, then Mason, then Stanley, then the Thing, and then it is Gadget, and then it's William, and then it is I'm blanking on his name. Morgan. I keep wanting to say Mason. Morgan, and then it is John, and then
This is
Liam.
the thing.
Well, that's what I'm calling it for now.
I watched
John,
the thing
yeah.
yesterday, and it's amazing how well this is working towards it.
So,
Channel Inge McCready.
John, you are second to last. Would you like to re-roll essentially for initiative?
Well, as I understand it, if we were using cards, I would essentially get to draw the first 2 cards before any NPCs do and pick one. But yeah, so obviously
So
I
roll
took
twice.
it for a reason. So
Okay. So let's re-roll. And you got an 8 instead, so you're still in the same spot. You went
All right.
from 10 to 8. And so what this is, the way it works on Foundry is that it's not a card per se for drawing. They just roll a d20. And so
Okay.
if you guys go to the combat encounter button, the 2 swords at the top right, if you click that, it should show the initiative, and you can kind of see the rolls that happen for people.
Okay.
Okay.
So Riley being there, I'm going to say, because you sent the kid, Stanley, to be your meat shield, and go in front of you and go buy this thing to go over here to the intercom, Riley's going to yell at Mason and say, "Don't move," as she's going around, and she's going to... What does she have on her? I don't think she has a weapon.
She's an
Cutting torch,
engineer. She's
maybe?
got a wrench.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
she blunt object for sure. And as she kind of sees Mason going, she picks up like a wrench. So we're going to grab a blunt object. That's stunts. We're going to go weapons. Pull up Riley. Blunt instrument. And then I'm going to say she finds a blunt object of some sort. And I would say she makes her way over. I would say, because this is a pretty large hangar, she's going to get to about here in terms of her move. And then she's basically trying to make her way towards that thing. So I would say for everybody over here on the left-hand side, you're only going to get about halfway with one turn. And then it'll take another turn to get in close enough range for it. So the engineer... So now it's Austin's turn.
All right. The situation's getting really messy. People everywhere. Strange life form in the middle of all of it. I think Franz is going to. He's just going to look towards Sam and just say, "What do you want us to do here, boss?" And he's got a pistol that he brought with him that he's going to like unholster, but he's not going to shoot. He's just going to like pull it out and
Aim.
not aim. He's going to keep it down because there's too many people in the way.
Okay.
And with like Stanley and Mason kind of behind, he doesn't like the crossfire happening here. So he's gonna keep the pistol kind of at like a low ready position.
Okay.
And for now, I think he's just gonna he doesn't want to engage with this thing. He doesn't know that it's necessarily violent, other than, I mean, it did cut that air hose, and I think it shoved Riley as well. But just with everything going on, he doesn't want to shoot
Okay.
without a good clean shot. So I think he's just going to hang back and well, maybe he'll.
So
Yeah, he's gonna
I'll
hang
give you
back.
this. So on page 59, it is combat initiative. There is something
Yeah.
called holding off. And so what you can do is you can choose to hold off, and that means you can swap your initiative card, aka trade places with someone else in
Okay.
the group if you wanted to. They cannot refuse the trade and must take their turn immediately. So basically, it's if
Okay.
you don't want to do anything and you want to hold off and you want to give someone else, kind of swap cards
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, I'll swap with Sam.
Okay.
Okay.
So you are going to swap with Sam. Okay. Boom. Okay, so we have swapped initiative. Let me get it back. Okay, so we are now as Sam. It is your turn.
It is now my turn.
So you can get to basically, if you want to move, you can get to where basically Riley is.
I would like to go to here and take some partial cover from these stores,
Okay.
if that's cool. And oh man, I don't want there to be a firefight here in the hangar.
Page 60 is going to be your actions and movements.
Right. So let's see. Where we got with this Stanley? Where's Stanley?
I am just to the right of the generic player icon.
Okay. I'm just going to shout, everyone, stay away from the creature that looks like Riley. Just back off.
Okay. So you move forward, you give a command and shout. Let me move
Right.
this back. This is kind of here, so in case anyone needs it. So yeah, so that's the end of your turn. So it's now going to
That's
go
fine,
to
yeah.
Mason, and Mason's going to kind of hear this from Riley, hear this from you, and he's going to be like, "What? What's going on?" He's going to kind of look at Stanley, and like he just freezes. And then he's like, "You said get away from that thing, stand back." You said.
Yep.
Give me a command roll. Let's see how well you do.
Will do. I've got so much stress. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was the one you needed.
All right.
All right. Yeah, you do that, and Mason kind of looks around and kind of registers, and then just kind of all he does is just kind of back up, I would say.
Yay, Mason. Way to go.
So definitely going to back up. And I'm not doing the engage portion of things. at this time. So the kid kind of goes back. He kind of has no idea what's going on. And then we're going to pass it over to Stanley.
Okay. Is this thing still like quote unquote staring at me?
Yes, I would say during this, it's like you can obviously this is all within seconds of each other, but you can
Right.
tell it's like still looking at you, but I would say its attention has kind of been getting gained by other people, so it's no longer fully locked onto you. Like
Right.
instead of like staring straight at you, it's like slightly off.
And like, am I now starting to kind of? Is it like turning enough to where I like can kind of start to see its like thinness at this point?
Riley looks a lot thinner. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I
Go hide behind your
basically
assistant.
I'm basically going to like as soon as I like see like its attention isn't squarely on me, I'm going to try and run to the
Rover.
rover. Yeah,
Okay.
I know words.
So yeah, because it's not necessarily, I would say with that you can get to the rover, and if you want to get in the rover, you can open the door and get in, but you won't be able to close the door in this round. Is that what you're aiming to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would put you I'd say you get in the rover, the door is still open.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So now it's the thing's turn. And it kind of sees, it kind of like moves and it kind of changes and like it washes off that. Riley's no longer there. And it turns around. And how am I going to play this? I would say it turns to the main group of Riley, Sam, Lee, Isaac, and everybody else. And it reflects to you all, and you can't really see where it's at anymore. It kind of blended in, and it's showing kind of the walls and stuff that are behind it. And it has moved. So now you will have to make observation rolls to try and locate this thing. Because now it has blended in, and you're going to have to look for that silver lining or edge and work with cameras, whatever you need to do to try and find it. So with that, it is Gadget's turn. Gadget comes out and he pulls his gun up and has it locked and loaded, and he has his sights just trained on where it was, and he goes, "Where the F is it?" Because at this point he's very upset because this thing already cut his hose from the air supply, and he is very upset right now. So with that, I would say he's not going to make an observation roll this time. You know what? Yeah, he will make an observation roll because maybe he'll identify. He's not going to be able to take a shot on it. Yeah, one success. So he does that, and you all know he points in this direction. And so with that, because you kind of know what you're looking for, and you're looking for those subtle differences, it is visible faintly again. So now, Paul, William comes down. It is your turn. You just hit the bottom. And unfortunately, you are at an angle where you can't quite see it because it would be that thin. The way it's angled at you, you wouldn't be able to see it. But what would you like to do?
Well, I know where it last was. So I would, come down about this way, scanning for it. And I will make an observation check looking for it.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Cool. Okay, and because of my investigator skill, I get +2 dice.
Awesome.
Hey, nice.
Right.
Boy, I took
You
it
need your keen
in the
eye for
beginning.
this.
Yeah, you pick it up right away. You see it on the side there, and now you kind of have a lock on it as well.
Okay. Since that's my, that's movement and action for lack of a better term. I still have the safety on my shotgun, but I'm ready to pop it off, and I'll have the shotgun not pointed directly at what I see, but in that direction, in that general direction, but still with the barrel more at the deck right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, I basically am gonna just sort of call out to everybody, say, "What's the play?"
Okay. Let me look at something real quick because this may come into play. I'm looking at aiming real quick. Because I know in the old rules it was, I believe, aiming was a fast action, but it doesn't specify it here. So oh nope, aim is a ranged attack. Okay, so that is a quick action. Okay. All right. So yeah, you get over there, you lock eyes, and now you kind of know, and you kind of give that shout.
Okay.
It is now Morgan's turn. Morgan comes out and gets basically right next to Riley and looks at her, and he kind of takes out like a cutting torch, and he has it right there, and he kind of like looks at her, and he kind of like grabs her arm a little bit. And yeah, that's essentially all he does. Austin, it is back to you. Do you lose your turn? Or is it...
Why would he lose his turn?
Yep, your turn doesn't happen until you use it. So yep, so now it's back to your turn.
Okay. I guess I still don't see it. I see everybody else kind of running over that direction. Still don't love where everybody is. I will. I'll just move a little bit closer out here, and then.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just take cover. Maybe I guess I'll try to see if I can spot it.
Yeah, go ahead and do an observation.
And
you kind of know the area because everyone's kind of like, as people are moving, these other people are like, they do their observation roll and they're like, it's right there. And so it's kind of helping you. So I would say, as long as someone has sight on it, we're going to say observation roll gets a +1 added to your rolls. So as long as you maintain sight on it, I would say it's kind of, you get a little bit of advantage there.
Okay. Yeah, my wits are at 0 right now because of that stress response. So,
do you want to roll at all?
I think it would be a 1 either way. I would imagine.
Do it, Franz.
Kind of a reckless move, don't you think?
Just to look at it. Okay, so
Try.
I will do this. I think this should just roll 1. Perfect. And then all the stress.
Yep, so go ahead and do your stress check. So thanks for that again. So it's
Damage
D6
again.
plus stress minus your average, minus your resolve, which is the average of wits and empathy rounded up.
Okay, so we've got actually my resolve is terrible. It's gonna be 7.
7. Where did I put that again? There we go. So you got a 7. You mess up, your action fails, so you do not observe it at all. And you gain +1 stress. So basically you go
Okay.
and you kind of go to that corner and you kind of like trip and fall into the wall a little bit and kind of hit it, and you're trying to look, but you just are just
Can't see
messed up and you're panicked. Or not panicked, sorry. I don't want to say that word.
it.
You are stressed.
The panic is coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Other than that, I'm just gonna kind of take whatever cover I can. I don't really know what's going on, so
Okay. Awesome. Liam, it is your turn. What is Isaac going to do?
So speaking is a free action, right?
Yeah. Now, if it's a
Alright,
command, it's different. But if you want to say anything, that's free action.
Yeah, so he's gonna say to the group is like it can't hide its back. Try and get behind it, and you'll see the blue back. And he's gonna use a fast action. So these doors, I assume they contain supplies essential for like expeditions and maintenance around the hangar bay and the outside of the ship, right?
Yeah, so it's going to have all sorts of equipment. So as long as it's not something like, if you're like, oh, it's a minigun, I'm going to say no.
No.
But as long
Well,
as it's like within reason, absolutely, I'm good with it.
so here's my logic. Because there's a lot of planets that are or asteroids that are super cold, and there can be a lot of snow and ice buildup on the landing gears and struts and other tech. They probably have some sort of tool to help like de-ice or remove the ice, right? So if they have some sort of like pocket flamethrower or mini thing to de-ice the outside of the ship or other important communicative bits, I think Isaac would try and go for that and try and like burn it because he knows from his studies of it that it's made up of helium, hydrogen, other flammable gases. So if he can get a sight on it and make sure nobody's standing behind it, he can try and like burn the sucker. Since he assumes bullets won't do much. So I guess to condense it, his fact action would be to move towards the store, and his other fact action, the rest of his turn, will be to pick up the flamethrower or equivalent if there is one.
Yeah, let me find it.
There it is.
Of course, it's going to have a unique name. I'm like, oh, here we go. Incinerator unit. Let me move this.
I was gonna say, do we actually have any of those?
Like you said, I think there would be some sort of miniature version of it. Because like I said, it's you're gonna have some sort of potential freezing and stuff like that. So you would have some sort of device to kind of warm up, melt things. So I'm not gonna say it's a full on one, but the M240 incinerator unit. Oh, that's actually the
Yeah,
one.
it's like the civilian model. It says so in the description here on
Does it
page
say?
125. It says that civilian models exist too. So I assume
Yeah.
it's probably one with like half the fire intensity and damage.
Yeah, so we can just modify it from there. So we can say
Yeah.
instead of damage 1, damage 2 is what
Well,
we'll kind of go with.
or it says well maybe instead of fire intensity 9, it's like fire intensity 5 or 4.
Right.
I
Perfect.
mean, fire is fire. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
there's only so much fire, right? Maybe not as big fuel cans.
So I added
fire's still fire.
I added it to the items tab underneath weapons. So you can grab it there if you need to.
Items tab. Is this under extras?
So if you look at the little briefcase, items, frontier fortune, and then go to weapons.
Oh, okay, I see it. Here we go.
M240 incinerator unit.
Okay.
All right, so you move over and you grab it. Those would be your 2 moves.
Yep.
And then we are going to move to the next round. So it is back to Riley.
I don't see the. It's not under weapons, is it?
It should be. Maybe I have to reveal it again.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah.
Configure ownership. Yep. Okay. There you go.
There we go. I see
Yeah,
it.
there it is.
Cool.
Perfect. All right. So it's back to Riley. Now that Mason has backed away. She is going to make a beeline over here and say, Mason, get over here. And then she's kind of going to have her like wrench or rod and kind of keep it in front of her. And that is going to be her move. And now it's Sam's turn.
All right. Yeah, Sam's going to come over to here. And he's going to hold up both of his hands and say, and he has no idea if this thing is intelligent or what, but he's going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and he's going to try to communicate with it in that 1950s TV or 1950s horror movie kind of fashion. He'll say, and he's going to say, everyone, let's see if we can calm the situation down and come to some kind of peaceful. Liam's shaking his head. No.
I'm not saying anything. You're good to go.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's see if we can come to some sort of peaceful end to this situation. And I don't know, maybe a manipulation roll doesn't work on the thing, but I've got manipulation. So I don't know that holding my hands up and trying to look friendly to probably what is not even an intelligent creature, I'm not really sure yet, because it seems to have done some things that might indicate that it's intelligent, but maybe it's just a hive mind of some kind of microorganisms.
Yeah, go ahead and do a manipulation roll just for funsies.
Just for funsies. All right. I like fun.
Okay. Let's work on your stress right now. So roll a d6.
All right. So that was, and I had it to work the last time. Slash roll 1d6.
Okay, so it's
And
a
I
4.
got a 4.
Add your
And I have
stress.
4 stress and 7 resolve, so that's -3. So that would be a 1.
Well, remember, resolve is empathy plus wits divided by 2.
Right,
Rounded
and then
up.
I've
Okay.
got 3 levels of I've seen it all.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Okay, so you got what did you get again?
That would
Nothing.
be 4. It's 4 minus 7
Total
plus
of 1.
3.
Oh, so so you're good. Yeah. No effect. And yeah, you kind of put your hands up and you're looking at it. And it's kind of like looking at you to what you perceive to be, because it kind of like turns towards you, and it's like it like starts to like inch forward a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd say that's basically what you do.
That's kind of what I was hoping would happen. Like maybe it'll come and slice me in half, maybe not. It's trying to make friends.
Awesome.
This is fine.
Yeah. All right, so now it is Mason's turn. Mason is going to listen to Riley and just get straight behind her. And he's just gonna kind of cower there. And it's gonna be Stanley's turn. I assume you're just shutting the door.
Okay. Yep.
The great company man fashion. Bravo.
He's
Okay.
protecting the rover and its value.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Stanley.
Okay.
Keep that rover safe.
So anything else
Only
you
when
want to
thinking.
do? Because that's going to be a fast. Like if there's something else you want to do in the vehicle. No.
No, I mean, otherwise, like being in the vehicle, I would be looking for like something, like kind of frantically looking for like, it's like, is there any, what is like, guns, weapons, anything that like somebody might have like left in here or something like that. So
I would say you could probably find blunt objects or a cutting torch.
whatever I find for is probably be a blunt object of some kind, probably.
Okay. So now it is the thing's turn. And so since Sam was so kind to grab its attention, it is going to come up fast and make a close combat against Sam.
All right.
So let me pull this up. Let me. Whoops.
Because it's moving to attack in future rounds, will you be able to see it better?
Yes. I'm going to give it. All right. Think we are ready for it, and it's going to come up. And it comes up, and it turns on its side, and its side slices at you. And so it gets one success.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you. Do you still have your suits on?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll armor.
But so if
Roll
I
armor.
click on the compression suit,
Or
will
roll
it
your
the
suit.
armor?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
No.
We're
Okay.
using the Evolved Edition. There's only armor of 1, isn't there?
No, I thought they still had the same.
No, the Evolved Edition, the M50 compression suit has an armor of 1.
Okay.
I believe. Hey, let me double check because it says in the Evolved Edition. Here.
Yeah. Either way,
The Mark 50 has armor level 0, so there's no armor at all.
Okay. So regardless, he still missed. He still rolled nothing. But good catch on that one. And so basically, you are going to take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
You also gain 1 stress because you gain a stress every time you take damage.
Oh, did they add that?
No, it's part of the original, but it's still part of the stress response, I believe. Or is this stress rules where you get it?
I
don't remember
that rule ever.
Yeah, I said I don't recall that ever.
Hang on, I'll look for it while you do that.
I added it, so
if
I need to take it off, someone will let me know.
Sounds good. All right, so it goes up and then it basically turns on its side and it just slices you, kind of like, I would say like on like the hip thigh.
Okay.
And then so now it is going to be Gadget's turn. So Gadget is going to come up because it is engaged with you, and he is going to take the butt of his gun, and he is going to use it with close combat and kind of like hit it off of you. And so it's going to be a +1 modifier using the butt of the weapon.
Go Gadget.
Yeah, so he gets 1 success. So he goes and he hits it. And so that gets a point of damage.
Okay.
There we go. And then now it is going to be Paul's turn.
Okay, since I'm completely unfamiliar with the system, what are the rules about shooting into groups that are engaged in melee?
Uh, basically, it's not a good thing. You have to roll. Let me see if I can find it. Basically, I think you risk hitting someone. That's close
Makes
combat.
sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if you fire into close combat and you roll the facehugger on the stress die, uh,
I think
as
you
the
hit them.
GM, you can, well, as the GM, you can choose that to be a thing that happens instead of like the normal like stress response type things.
Right.
Okay. All right. Gotta stress it too.
Yeah, here it says
I think for the
it says if you fire at a target adjacent to another character and you miss, you risk hitting the unintended target instead.
Yikes.
But don't miss.
Yeah.
okay.
So,
I'm gonna make these moves again, kind of not completely familiar with the system, but I'm gonna do my best.
I see.
Now when it moved up and attacked, it came in so it could turn sideways and basically like use its whole body to attack, right?
right.
So if I move up here, I should have it in perfect wide two-dimensional look. So I should have a very good look at it.
You
That's my
would?
reasoning.
Yes, and I would 100% agree with you that you would have an easy target there. Just there might be people on the other side of said target.
Well, I understand that, but the thing is I've been keeping an eye, and I don't see anybody right behind it.
Okay.
I know that Stanley has locked himself in the rover. Everybody else seems to be behind me, with the exception of I guess that's the captain and was a Flash or Gadget, whichever it was, and they're both right there.
Yeah.
So it has engaged in hostile activities. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna
Okay.
take aim with my 12 gauge and try and put a round into it.
All right, let me see. I'm just looking for the
I also looked through it and I realized what I said was part of the first edition, not part of the Evolved edition. So that's my bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let
It's
you
off
go
the
and do this. No modifiers because it is a shotgun. You are close. Um, so I'm gonna say they kind of offset.
So just a basic ranged combat roll, right?
You should just be able to click your gun. So if you go to your
Oh, okay.
inventory and click your gun, it'll do it
Yep.
for you.
Here is my shotgun. There it is. Okay.
Come on, Paul.
Oh, wait, it's not listed as active because I haven't
Okay.
moved it into active in a while. Let me get that up there. See if that helps. Why is it not?
If you click the picture, it should move it up to active.
I've tried doing that. Oh, okay. Now it finally jumps here. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. Well, I got a success and I got a
A
1 on a
stress.
stress die.
Okay. Go ahead and firearms in close combat.
Depending on the gun, is I think you actually have a penalty if you're shooting like this close.
Yeah, and that's
Not sure
where
if
I was.
shotgun is one of them.
Yeah, that's where I was saying the shotgun. I think kind of offsets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stress roll. Okay, 4.
Okay, so that 4 plus 2 is 6. My resolve is 4, but I have 1 level of that seen it all, so 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1.
1. Okay. You get jumpy. When you push a skill roll, you gain +2 stress now instead of 1. But the attack does go through. You do
Okay.
3 damage according to your shotgun, and you
Mhm.
just put holes into this thing. You shoot it, and all you see is holes just appear, and like you see this like gas just trickling out of it, and you kind of see the mirror image that was kind of there kind of starts to dissipate, and then all you're seeing is now the blue, and the blue is slowly becoming white, and then the white is slowly just fading, and this thing starts to crumple little by little, and it kind of floats down, and just the gas lets out, and it kind of falls to the ground almost like a piece of paper flopping to the ground, and then it hits, and it looks like thin skin, almost like a thin skin, or maybe like a um translucent, I'm trying to think of the texture.
The shed skin of a reptile or snake, maybe?
Yeah, like like very thin, and not quite like jelly like a squid or something, but
It's
Like a
saran wrap.
membrane.
There you
yeah, like a membrane type thing, and it kind of flops to the ground, and as like you see the air in it kind of going out, the color changes from that blue to a white and kind of a dull color, and then it lays there on the ground with holes still in it, and we are out of combat.
All right, Franz is going to run up
Fully
to Tham and check him for injuries. Apply any
That definitely
first
took a
aid
bit of a
if needed.
cut. Hopefully that will heal okay.
Isaac
I've
is going
got,
to get everybody to stand back as he holds a flamethrower over it, not firing it, but it's like trying to get everyone as wide a berth away from this thing as possible.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything? I would say Riley. Morgan's going to run over to Riley, and they're going to kind of be sitting there with Mason, and they're going to be like, "Let's get the out of here," and they're kind of going to start making their way towards the junction in the front of the ship.
I peek my head up over the window of the rover, just kind of like,
I'm sure Stanley is not worried about the bullet holes that could have went into the ground and damaged the ship. That's coming out of your paycheck.
count
You
your
don't pay
bullets.
my pay.
Yeah, and I would say Gadget's going to go up there, and he's going to have his gun trained on it, and he's going to be like kind of kicking it, with like his shoe, just trying to see if it moves or anything like that.
Double tap.
Don't damage the specimen any further.
And you can like see
All
his
right.
finger.
Scientist.
You can see his finger kind of like move down towards the trigger, and like he wants to just like put holes in it, but he knows he's in a ship, and he's like,
Go to the science lab. Get me a container. I'm packing this up for doing an autopsy.
and he kind of just like looks around and just kind of goes, "You don't give me orders."
More like necropsy, but
A necropsy. Thank you. All right. Then do something. Because you're standing there looking like an idiot.
Bam! He did something. It's like, there, it did something.
Yeah, I'd say with that, he kind of like looks around, sees if there's anything that like he needs to do, and then he kind of like freezes for a second, and then looks at you, Isaac, and then makes his way to the junction and starts to leave.
He's not coming back,
I'll
Isaac.
stay- I'll stay here monitoring this thing to make sure it doesn't reconstitute and get back up. And if it tries to, I will use my shotgun again. But Everybody else start getting clear, getting whatever you need. I know we're gonna have to
Alright.
do more decontamination stuff, I'm sure, but the moment
At this
I'm
point,
close, I'm exposed, I'll stay with it.
all right, stay with it. I'm going to grab some container. I'll also shut down quarantine since at this point it's likely that we're not.
Quarantine? What's that?
Haven't heard that name in years.
All right, he's gonna shut down quarantine and later try and come back with a. So what this thing is like a thin membrane. I guess he wants to like
Like a
you know
card.
that.
Just fold it
you
up,
know
put it in an
Doctor
envelope, take it with you.
You know Doctor Who, that thing that was like moisturize me.
Face.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
He wants to try and get a
Yeah.
frame and
It's the
sort of
last
like
living
Face.
human.
yeah, he wants to
Yeah.
put like sort of those like plexiglass containers and slide it in like you would a painting into like a briefcase like container. Only this time it's like an alien exomorph, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so whatever tools you need to do that, absolutely. You would see that it's kind of shrunk a little bit, like it's shriveled up a little bit. It was much larger, but now that it's kind of lost the helium and it's kind of lost everything, it kind of shriveled up a little bit. I mean, it's still a decent size, but it's not as large as
It's
it
just too
once
cold
was.
out, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I ventilated it.
Balloon deflation sounds.
Better you than us.
Yeah, and so you can get whatever you need. You take it back to the lab, quarantine whatever you need to do.
Yep. He's
Okay.
gonna bring it back to the lab.
Awesome. So Riley, the engineers, Mason, they all left. Gadget left. Isaac has left. With the specimen. Austin, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, if Sam's injury's not looking too bad, get
It's
it.
got a point of damage, so maybe we want to look at the first aid rules on page, what is that, like 68 or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we are out of combat, so I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to take your time, go to the medical bay, get whatever you need to. If you need to hop into one of the, I think we have a med pod in there as well.
Yeah, we have
yeah.
we have a
You take
we
a
have one of
nice
those.
long med pod bath and get all
An
healed
auto
and
dock, I believe it's called.
Yeah. So you
feeling
can
good.
you can do an auto dock. You could just get staples and like stitch it up yourself type thing if you don't want to go in there. Ultimately, I'll leave it up to you what
Just a
you want to do.
scratch.
Franz, sew me up. You
Do we
wanna
also,
learn how to
reduce
be
our
a
stress?
doctor, right?
Yeah. I
All right.
spent
Here's your
a
chance.
couple of hours
Give me
reading the
a
book
bottle
earlier,
of
so
rum and we'll
Yeah. All right. So then you two are going to the medical bay to kind of get Sam stitched up, clean,
Yep.
sterilized. All right. So you two are gone. William, what are you doing?
Well, as I said, I'm gonna, once Isaac's collected the specimen, I would actually do whatever sort of decontamination procedure I'm going to need to do, having been exposed to it, and also clean my weapon thoroughly to make sure it's no longer contaminated.
Yeah. You go through, you kind of do the normal quarantine, sanitization type thing. If you go there, get blood testing done. I'm sure Isaac's going to do that anyway, probably with everybody, is get blood samples, since I know he did that last time. So absolutely, you're able to do that. You can go into your room, or if you want to go to a workshop or something and take your gun apart, clean it, whatever you need to do on that end. So absolutely. And last but not least, Stanley. You're still in the car. Everyone's gone.
Yeah, I eventually come out of the rover and everything like that when everybody is kind of dispersing and whatnot. And I just kind of look around as though like, what about the damage report?
Awesome. And so with that, that is where we are going to end tonight's stream for the main campaign portion. So great work, everybody. We are going to go to page 30 now for experience points.
All right.
So everybody gets one for participating tonight. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
I wouldn't say anything.
I would
particular this
argue that
time.
sliding down that ladder to try and get to help everybody would count.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think I would do this.
Don't be
You
afraid to lead
sacrificed
from
your
the
knees.
front.
Yeah.
I think for me, I should have done this last time. I didn't. So maybe not. But I think going out, basically choosing to prolong our time on this planet, is kind of anti my personal agenda.
Okay.
Taking more time here. So I think even just going out again would count for that.
Okay. Next one. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC?
Not for my buddy, since Stanley was my buddy, but I did risk something by lifting quarantine.
My
Okay.
buddy PC was standing back in the back, so
Yeah. Tripping over his own feet.
Mm.
All right. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
No, but I do want to change my rival now from, at the end of every session, from Franz to William Kane.
Okay. Yep. Remember, you can change your rival and your buddy at the end of every session. So depending on how interactions happen, just like now, Isaac is now switching to William due to that great interaction the two had and their very diplomatic discussion.
Stanley is now
And
also
I'll go ahead
Franz's
and change
rival.
to Isaac. Why not?
Awesome.
Franz is not happy with Stanley constantly trying to deduce his pay.
I haven't tried to do anything yet.
You bring it up every time. Just a little bit of, hey, the mother got hurt a little bit. It's fine. A little bit of paint. It's fine. That's what we got the mechanics on board for.
So no one made a panic roll, so no one gets there. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? I think everybody gets a point there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? I think everyone absolutely gets a point there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I can see
I got that.
I can see a lot
For
of people
lifting-
getting a point here. For sure, depending on what you did, like Franz doing the driving. Yeah, I was gonna say, Stanley, I don't think you did anything too extraordinary. It was pretty natural of you to send Mason to be a meat shield for you. I said, is
So
anyone...
that could be counting as you could count him sending Stanley as a meat shield as furthering his agenda.
Yeah.
Paul, I
Paul,
just told him to go get on the comms. That's all I did.
Oh,
Paul,
but you're risking or sacrificing something. You were risking Mason. You know.
Yeah.
I think that counts.
As brutal as it is. But I'd say, Paul, I think you made an extraordinary action. You slid down there. You ran up. Not only did you slide down the ladder, but then you ran out and then put the shotgun to it. So I'd say you get a point there for sure.
I'll take it.
And did you earn money? Not yet. But we're getting close to potentially the next week of pay. So
I just wanted to bring it up, but I think we failed to roll panics in some situations. The big one being seeing the xenomorph for the first time and one coming to an adjacent range to someone, even if we have seen it before. But otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was considering it, but because we have slowly built this up and you guys have kind of confirmed the information and everything else, I kind of let it go because I was considering that as well. Because I consider that more if it was going to be like more like a jump scare thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily being there because it was kind of a controlled environment and everything else. That's where I kind of like overrid it a little bit.
Yeah, it says it does specify you see a horrifying xenomorph for the first time.
Right.
Oh, seeing a
And whether
copycat
or
that turns
not
into a little crying girl is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more intrigued by the crying little girl than
Yeah, right until it started slicing itself like a slap chop.
We finally got through that portion of things. So good.
That was a lot
I
of fun.
love it. All right, so that is everything for experience points. Let me cross this out and let us get over to Ironside. Okay, so here we are. We are at Ironside. If you go into the journal page, the little notepad in the top right, you go to Frontier Fortune, you go to Ironside. I added a little bit more information. So if you go to resources, I kind of broke it out a little bit further. So I did like clay harvested 2 at plus 25 per. Lumber harvested, added that one to kind of break it out by itemizing it. Gold production. This is going to be your 3rd week of having gold running. So you're up to 300,000. Next ship is in 2 sessions. So that is now 1 session actually. So I have updated that. And then wood and clay production. So this is the part that we discussed last time. So if you just use the clay and you build houses, you get 25. If you do the forest, it's another 25. If you do the modification that the scientist did, the clay plus forest, so you're using 1 resource of each. So it's 25 plus 10, so 60, because you're using 1 of each, and then B, you're getting a bonus from it being more efficient. And then also we do have, as a reminder, the ravine can be used to be built for 30 houses. It's a hard cap there. So with that, who would like to go? Do we have any questions before we move on to having people play through?
How many people are
What
coming
were
in on the
we?
ship next time?
It's 100
Absolutely.
people. It's a lot.
Yep. So next ship is 100 people, and they will have 25 housing on board. So they'll be bringing enough stuff for 25 housing. There's potential room for 2 items. So last time you mentioned, that's what I need to add. You made a request. Ooh, I misspelled. Request 1 was made last time for a water filtration system. So that'll help boost water. So yeah, that is where we are at right now. So I'm going to keep populating this journal for you all. Excuse me. So as
Yeah,
you
so
move
we
forward,
need
I'll keep adding to it.
the water filtration. What did that give us? Because that's kind of our resource that we're lacking right now.
Yeah, so because you're short on water, basically what I'm going to say for that is right now you're basically going through and boiling water to get water. I'm going to say this filtration system, it's going to be kind of a mixed hybrid of like irrigation plus filtration. So basically I'm going to kind of add it as a bonus. So you're going to get a, plus maybe like a plus 10 bonus to any water, similar to farming, right? Like, so if you farm, you're on good land, you get a bonus. I'm thinking the filtration system, it'll probably I'll have to see if you have to do it for each water source. But basically you can get a bonus on top of the water that you have. So I'm thinking it'll probably be a plus 10 to water, but we'll see. I'll play with it a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I mentioned along that line as well as a recycling water recycling system as well, like as a separate thing.
So, all right. So with that, who would like to go first?
As a scout, I can go first.
All right.
I'm gonna
Make
give
sure you click off all of this stuff.
Yeah, click and drag off.
Don't worry, I'm ahead this time.
And we're going to give our DM here a break by going more inward and getting a better comprehensive area. So I'm going to go over here first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6.
That's a 2.
Well, 1 second. Let me find where I put that. Okay, maybe it's on 2. It is. Okay. What did you say you rolled?
2.
2? Okay. So that is a forest. Roll again for
3.
a 3. So you just got like an average forest. And I still need to play with the forest piece. I think there might do something with the lumber production when you go and harvest, but we'll see. So you have an average forest. You can re-roll or you can do another move.
I'm going to do another move to this area right under this.
Okay, so you're going to go down. Okay, go ahead and give me a d6.
A 3.
A 3. Okay, so you have some sort of mountains. Go ahead and roll for type.
4.
4. Okay, so basically you just kind of have like a rocky, hilly area. So basically it's one of those things where you're not going to be able to farm there. There's just like a whole bunch of rocks there. So it'd be like grass and then it's like rock. And then there's hills and stuff, but it's not like a mountain. It's not a ravine. It's just one of those places where you're walking and you're like, man, there's so many rocks around here. And large boulders and stuff like that.
Possible area for a quarry.
Yep. All right. Who is next?
I don't know.
I can go. I think I was just going to build houses.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Because we do have the resource manual here. If you look at resources, you guys harvested. So you have 2 clay. You have 1 lumber. So if you wanted to build the hybrid houses that was developed, so you would have to use 1 clay and 1 lumber resource to build those. But that would get you 60 housing.
Yeah. I think that's the plan.
Okay, so you're going to build the hybrid house.
Yeah, either that or get more wood and somebody else can build the houses. But
Well, that's the question. Like, if we the stuff we get, like, if we try to get more lumber this term, we won't be able to use it till next turn, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
yeah, so this building the higher quality housing will put us at what, 120? What are we at?
So you're at net 0.
At a population of 60, yeah. So if we build 60, it'll
You'll be plus 60.
plus 60. We need 100, but they're bringing 25, so we need 75. So yeah, I'll do the combo, build 60, and then we just need to build up a little bit more after that.
Yeah, let me add a housing page now. And then we are going to say hybrid wood clay. Ooh, classy. Equals 60. So we're going to add that. We are going to modify this. So that is where you're at with resources. So you are building farmer, build hybrid house. Okay. Who is next?
Well, Tim, the
Trying to think of what I want to
prospector-
do, but oh yeah, Sam, you can go first if you have something.
Tim, the prospector, would like to move to here and just take a look around.
Okay. So you are going right here?
Right here, yeah.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and roll a d6.
Roll a d6. D6.
That's a 1.
Okay, you got a 1. That is, tell me what you find.
Me tell you what I find?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
looking? So basically, it can be like a desert, it can be a snow plain, it can be mountains, like trees, forests, ravines. What are you? Even if it's something outside of that, is it water?
It was okay. So yeah. So since I'm over here by where we already have water, it's the most beautiful lake system that I've ever seen. It's just like this sheet of glass lake
Okay.
with some pretty rocky terrain in it. You know, things that kind of come up out of the water that have vines growing on them, and it's just like it's just so beautiful to look at. Postcard perfect.
Awesome. So
It will be on the cover for the Come to Ironside. It sounds like a really dingy place, but look what we've got.
yeah. So you are going to claim all the land and have the property rights, so that way you can sell it all when you get your Airbnb set up and stuff. And
Exactly.
okay, yeah. So I'm
That's where
gonna
the spa resort will be.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna consider this a high quality water source.
All right.
Awesome. So now you got more water.
More water's good.
So that is another 75. Let me add that. Oops. The water is now 200.
Excellent.
I gotta do my calculator. I can't do math right now. 140. So you are plus 140 in water. So currently your population is 60. Food, you're plus 115. Water, you're plus 140. Rooms, you are plus 60. You have 1 clay, 0 lumber. All right, who is next? So you still have the ravines that you can build. You can build clay.
Paul, what are you thinking about?
Well, I was trying to figure, would it make more sense for me to go ahead and build in the ravine, which is 30, or should I harvest lumber so that next turn, as the ship arrives, we can build another 60 units?
So basically, when they get the start of next round, the way it'll work is 100 people land. You may get, so if you harvest lumber this round, you are building next round, which means, in theory, you are going to be minus 15 for housing
When they get here.
Yeah,
for like a month or however long.
yeah.
Yeah, I think harvesting lumber is not a bad idea if we also build out in the clay in the ravines.
Yeah, I think
I think-
sure. Building in the ravines now would give us everything we need for when they arrive, and we'll have all the housing we need. And there's not any more ships coming in yet, so we don't. So we would have the housing we need for the population that we would get.
Yeah.
And then when we know that we're receiving another one, we can potentially harvest, continue the harvest again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and I'm the one that found the ravines. Sure, I'll supervise building, little cliffside dwellings.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are ravine houses. That's going to be a plus 30. So you're going to be at 90.
Mhm. So we're at plus 15 now once they get here because they have 25 units worth of housing.
We just have to hope no kids are born or not too many kids are born in that time period.
Yeah. Awesome. And then last but not least.
Yeah, I am going to on the rocky land that our scout found. I'm going to do a geological survey on that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me. And then tell me what you're looking for.
Basically just kind of so it's got a lot of it's a lot of rocky land and everything like that. So there might be out there might be a type of there might be something there that we might be able to mine out, like I said, like be able to quarry out or something like that from the area. So I rolled a 5.
Okay. Let's go with, because it is a 5, so that it is good. So we have platinum in the mountains. Or titanium, right? Is it titanium or platinum?
Yeah, it's titanium in mountains.
Titanium in the mountains. We have gold over here. Is there anything in particular that you would want to find? Because I'm thinking right now, like silver, or is it going to be like base metals like copper, aluminum, iron, or you can do precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, or maybe strategic metals like lithium, rare earth, tungsten, cobalt.
Yeah, I was thinking about more the latter side there, the third option that you've given me.
Okay, so going with more strategic metals like
Yeah.
rare earth type materials.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you find a large lithium deposit.
Okay. That'll help when we're trying to get electronic stuff online and everything like that eventually.
Yep, and then you can also sell it as well. So, all right, so that is everything for Ironside. Everyone has gone, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. So with that, I just realized I forgot to check who's going to do the sign off, but everyone went last week, right? That was the last. Everyone's done a sign off.
Yep.
Yes, everyone has.
Okay.
I guess we can do it randomly or rotate.
Let me Google something real quick.
You know who hasn't gotten to do a sign off yet?
Who?
our illustrious CEO.
That'd be great.
I'll suck up to him.
Like, yeah, what was he up to when
He
this whole
didn't
thing
even
was
show
going
his
on?
face this
Like,
time around.
oh, he was doing a memoir while this whole thing was going on, and this is what we're gonna hear as a sign off.
He's in his little VR helmet playing a game.
Yeah.
All right, so that is everything. So first and foremost, thank you everyone for showing up and watching this stream of episode 6 of Alien RPG. As always, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. We are likely going to be streaming next week. We're just waiting to see how people's schedules, how everything aligns. But as long as nothing comes up, we should be streaming next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might be a little bit shorter. We'll see. But for sign off, I will say, since everyone wants me to embody the Ellis,
We miss Ellis.
Ellis is laying in bed with his clothes fully on, and he kind of gets up and he's like, "Oh, man, And then he's sitting there, and he kind of like looks up and he reads, he kind of sees a report on his lap, and he opens it up and he goes, "Oh man, I missed all the fun." And as always, have a great evening. Have a good one, everybody.
All right.
Good night, folks. See you next week.
Yeah.
Take care.
Danger. The emergency disrupt system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes. The option to override automatic detonation expires in T-minus 5